Do you guys ever just aimlessly browse on Facebook Marketplace and you're just, it's fairly innocent, and then you find something that is a pretty good buy and you think you need to buy it? Well, that explains this. So what I've got here is a Snap-on Master Series toolbox. Yeah, did I really need it? Probably not, but boy, if it is not a really nice toolbox. A little dirty, but we can clean it up. It's got all the liners. I got a key with it. Did you know that these things MSRP for almost $7,000? It's a lot of money. Well, let's play a little game. You know how Facebook Marketplace can be. I want you guys to guess how much I paid for it in the comments, and then I'll tell you at the end of the video once we get this thing all cleaned up. So there's probably a fairly important piece of information that you need to know about this cart. So that right there is the model number. That'll help you reference if you want to try to poke around and take a guess at it. But as I mentioned, everything's there. It's complete. It's got the handle. Like I say, it's a little dirty. A few minor scratches and nicks here and there, but nothing that is just absolutely unreasonable. It's got all the trim pieces here. It's even got these still. This is Snap-on's locking mechanism. So whenever I close this thing up, see, these drawers won't open unless you pull to the left and pull them out. And look at that. The drawer pulls all the way out. You have, I think it's 30 inches of space here to put tools. My goodness, isn't that crazy? And man, it closes up good. Boy, it's smooth. You can see the rollers are a little bit dirty, but we can clean that up. We can make it look pretty good. I think a little buff on it will go a long ways on this thing. And I got one key for it. And it works just like you'd expect. Might need a little grease. It feels a little tired, but we can fix that. I'm just like the rest of you guys. I can't turn down a good deal. And this was a fairly good deal for a box that, well, two things. If I ever want my money back out of it, I can absolutely get my money back out of it. Every penny I paid for it, probably sell it for more than what I paid for it. And it's a Snap-on box. And on top of that, it's a Master Series. The Master Series is one of their high-end boxes. I think these drawers, so the whole thing weighs 400 pounds. That gives you a scale of things. 30 inches deep, 56 inches tall. I forget how long it is here. But 30-inch deep drawers, you can store a lot of stuff in here. And these things can hold 200 pounds. I mean, I can literally put my body weight on this thing and it holds it just fine. It's pretty amazing. Well, some of you guys may cringe at this, but after all, it is just a toolbox and it's not in perfect mint condition. I'm going to use just a little bit of this ceramic detailer. It's a waterless wash, and we're going to see if we can just kind of clean it up decently with this. We're going to see if we can get it cleaned up in a decent fashion with this. There's not just a ton of surface area on it, so I think we can get it wetted down pretty good. And it's not extremely dirty. The drawers are what's dirty, and I can vacuum those out. But we're gonna see what we can pick up off this thing. Oh yeah, we're cutting through some grease and crap now. There we go. And this top here, I'm not going to spend a ton of time working on it because let's face it, it's going to get covered up with one of those mats anyway. This is nice because with this toolbox, it's really meant to set a cabinet on top of it. You can see some of the mounting holes here. But I will probably use this kind of as a workbench, if you will. It'd be a good place because you got all your tools right at your disposal, right in front of you, so you could wheel this wherever you want, set something up here to work on it, and it's good to go. Actually, this box is in even better condition than what I originally thought. I thought there was a few scratches here. Looks like it was just hairs or just actually cleaned up with this. Rather happy with that. It's got some glue. Maybe somebody had some stickers on it or something at one time, or just being a tool cart, you know how it is. Putting anything and everything on it. I'm probably doing this wrong. I think you're supposed to go in straight lines, but it's going to be just fine. I promise. One of the casters sounds a little squeaky. We could probably grease that up though. Looks like maybe it has a little wear here. Nothing a little touch-up paint or something couldn't fix though. And this is the back side of the box. Who's gonna see that too much, huh? It's got a little scuff on the side here. Nothing terrible. Like I say, you gotta remember this thing's used. It's been loved by somebody else at one time. Well, let's spend some time cleaning up the face of it. Make it look nice. Oh yeah, this thing's already looking much better. Just with a wipe. I'm really excited to see how that slider cleans up. They probably all could use a little bit of cleaning, but this is gonna work just fine. So a little pro tip for you guys. If you guys are buying these boxes to resell, and that's important to you, resale value, try to avoid some of the crazier colors that Snap-on offers, like the crazy lime green or even some of the blues. Yeah, they look nice and are probably trendy now, but if this is something that you're gonna keep for 20 years, you know, is that truly the color that you want? I mean, if the price is right, maybe. But what if you decide you don't like it and you want to resell it? Well, if you get one of those crazy colors, it's probably not going to keep its value like something like this black one or, you know, a classic Snap-on red one will. Those colors are here to stay. Some of those other colors, they may not always be around. Just food for thought. We got her kind of spicked up here. I think it could definitely use another wipe here in a few. I think what I'm most interested in right now is to vacuum out the drawers. A few of the drawers are pretty dirty. You know, I don't think that I've done a review on this M18 vacuum. But my goodness, what a fantastic little tool. That way you can be mobile and you're not tied down to, oh, I've already got a battery in it. That way you're not tied down to electricity somewhere. And it comes with a little attachment here that I can pick up a wide variety of stuff, so that'll make quick work of this. She can latch itself up kind of suitcase style, and I can get to work with the flip of a switch. That's right. Here, we're gonna go top to bottom. Oh, isn't that pretty? All right, I'm gonna turn it on, buddy. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. All right, I think we're back in action for the time being anyway. There's my ceramic spray, or my detailer spray, whatever you want to call it. A quick wipe's not going to hurt these at all. And we're not even going to see this once we get the mats in there anyway, so I missed a few crumbs here and there, but I bet we survive. Oh, come here. That one is not bad, but just a quick wipe down, why not? Good old microfiber, pick up what my vacuum missed. The little M18's nice. It'll do the job. I wonder if that drawer's not supposed to come all the way out. The little M18 vacuum's nice. It's definitely not a replacement for a heavy-duty full cycle vacuum that's got some more power. But boy, if that isn't handy for taking it to a job, like maybe you need to recaulk the bathtub or something, you can just pick that up and carry it instead of having to have your big shop vac. Things like that. Or cleaning your cars. My goodness. As crazy as that sounds, I pull my cars in here to work on them in the shop. But it's convenient to take that vacuum to your car to vacuum it out. I think just one spray is going to suffice for in here for most of these. almost to the top. You notice I've got all the drawers open now. You wouldn't want to do this if it was full of tools, but this thing is pretty studly. It weighs about 400 pounds, so it's got some heft to hold it up, but also, I think I may have mentioned it earlier, but each of these drawers can hold about 200 pounds. Oh yeah, she wants to tilt a little bit with all the drawers out. But that's impressive, is it not? That drawer doesn't want to come all the way out. I don't know if that one's supposed to not come all the way out. Surely they all do, but we'll see. Now this is the drawer that needs some cleaning on the slider. See how that gunk built up there? Ugh, that's not good for those sliders. We got something that should help though. This Maxxis Bio Wash, it really cuts through grease good, or you could use Dawn dish soap, I suppose, but I'm gonna use this. Give it a nice spray, then agitate it here in a few. Do the other side too. All right, I'm gonna let that sit for just a minute, and then I'm gonna go in the house. Let me look at these other slides. I think that one's all right. This one feels pretty nasty. I'm gonna try to clean it up. Really, the rest of them are not very dirty. All right, yeah, I'm gonna let that soak for just a minute. Let me go in the house and find something to agitate this a little bit. I stole this from the house. Don't tell my wife. Don't get me in trouble, guys. This is pretty well mine anyway. I use it for everything. Cleaning floor mats. We don't use it on the dishes or anything, don't worry. Just for cleaning around the house a little bit, I guess you could say. But with this Maxxis, what I'm gonna do, because I don't have easy access to water without rolling this thing out, is I'm just gonna take my water bottle here. We'll poke a decent hole in it, and we'll just soak her down like this. It's not gonna hurt this thing get just a little bit wet, because we'll clean it up and dry it off real good. There we go. So whenever I was in the house, I took a little look at this online to see what people recommended. Oh goodness, that's nasty. People recommended lubing this up with, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, at one time, somebody lubed this up with probably some sort of white lithium. And I guess that's fine if you don't work in a dusty environment, but boy, here I do. I am going to recommend some sort of dry lubricant. I've got one that works really good. I'll show you guys here in a second. So if you don't have this, I would probably use some sort of like a clear silicone, but this DuPont is it's a dry film lubricant with ceramic in it. If you guys know, I mean, that's what guys like to use on their cars. It is really, really slick, and it just dries. It dries up so it won't attract dust and dirt and all that junk. So this is a good solution in my book. All right, let's put a little bit on this and see. Oh, that's probably too much, but you know what? It's gonna be just fine. See how it likes that on that side. Oh, that's still a little stiff, but I think a few more slides will do the trick. And it's a little wet. It would have done me well to probably wait. Oh, that's getting better already. You guys remember how this drawer was giving me fits earlier? Let's see how it does now. Let's slow down. Be a little more controlled with this. Okay. Still a little gritty right there, but this lubricant, it may loosen it up. Yep. Look at that. It slides all the way out now. And a lot freer. See? That's right. You know, I've mentioned it in a few other videos now, but having things that are of high quality that you can depend on will make you, I find, more productive. Why is that? Well, yeah, some of these things are expensive, but this is generational right here. This will last not only my lifetime, probably my boy's lifetime, if he has children. This is something you could pass down. This is always going to be worth something. And it gives you a sense of pride, pleasure whenever you're using your tools, and every time you get the opportunity to use this. You know, I took kind of a hiatus from YouTube. I wasn't inspired, and I think a lot of that was just some of the stuff I'm doing, and kind of recently got into tools and whatnot, and it can be a dangerous route, but you know, if you set yourself up right in the beginning, like I say, this will last. I won't need to buy another toolbox ever, because this should last me for my life. And oh my goodness, have you ever tried to use something that is low quality or that you settled for? What a frustration that can be sometimes. Whenever you settle for something and you know you'd have rather done something else in your mind, and you just put up with it forever. I've done some repairs like that. Let me tell you, it's not worth it. I still do them on occasion. I think just as a reminder to myself that it's not worth it. Do you have to have something like this? No, not at all. You can go to Harbor Freight and you can get a very, very nice box like that tool cart I've got over there for not a lot of money. But here's my thought process on this too. What does one of those boxes cost? And yeah, don't get me wrong, they're nice, but are they going to be as nice as this one? Are they going to hold their value as good as this one? I don't know the answer to that. I think I know the answer to it. Probably not quite as good. But you know what? I've been putting it off for far too long now. I paid $800 for this. You think it was a good deal? I feel like it was a decent deal. I've been seeing these for quite a bit more on Marketplace, eBay. Just happened to come across my feed, so I had to pick it up. Like I say, I don't think I'll get hurt on it by any means, especially now that I've got it cleaned up. But I'm probably going to keep this. Like I say, this is something that could last me the rest of my life if I want it to. It's got a few spots where it's kind of dried up and hazed a little, but it don't look bad overall. Another quick wipe would do her good. Here's another way you can tell that this is an A++ high quality item. Do you know that these casters have grease zerks on them? So you can pump them full of grease. Look at this. I could tell they needed it. Oh, I'm bleeding out a little bit. I could tell they needed it because whenever I'm wheeling it around, it's a little squeaky. If I've never told you this, I hate grease guns. I've got one of those little, I don't know what they're called, little couplers or whatever they are that's on the way. It's one of those quick release ones. Now that was a cheapo. We'll see how it turns out, but that's part of the fun of it, getting to make videos for you guys to tell you what works, what doesn't. I intentionally did that last because you give me a grease gun, there's going to be problems. I am not grease gun certified. I will make a mess, as I've done on all these, and then it gets on my hands, and then it gets on my clean new box. It's just not a good time. Well, would you have guessed that? Here I am, the night of editing the video that you just saw, realized I never filmed any sort of outro on this thing. Well, I've got it all cleaned up. It's in use. I've got tools in it even. Let me flip it around so you guys can see it. We've got all sorts of stuff on top, and then I've already got it filled up with some of my sockets and different things. And now that it's dried up, everything is nice and slick. Every single drawer opens and closes beautifully. Even that stubborn drawer that we had earlier. That one, or maybe this one. I mean, they slide beautifully. Everything's loaded up, looks nice, works nice. I put a little oil in the lock here. I didn't film that, but that helped loosen that up, make it feel good. And then you can see, like I say, I kind of use this as a workbench up top here in conjunction with my actual workbench over there. I can lock the casters, unlock them if I want, roll this thing with me wherever I want it to go. I've had it for almost 2 months now, and boy, it was worth every bit of the 800 bucks. As I said earlier, I could absolutely turn around and sell this thing tomorrow for every penny that I gave for it. But I'm not going to. This is staying with me. I really enjoy it. It's something that I want to keep. And I think it's something that's going to serve me for years to come. And maybe one day I can pass it down to one of my kids if they want it. Guys, thanks for checking out this video. I appreciate you watching it. Even if it was just cleaning this old thing up to bring it back into service. It's definitely going to pay dividends for me in the future just with making videos and content. As you can see, I've got it loaded up with my tools, and boy, is that just ever handy. I like it a lot better than my, and you know, these are just different brackets here, but you know, whenever I very first bought a toolbox, I bought this cheap overseas made Craftsman, and they can't even compare. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up. Leave a thumbs up for my Snap-on guys out there. Any questions, comments, leave them below. And until the next video, take care.